In this episode of the Pad Bank, I announce the official launch of the Pad Bank website, and I also review the submissions for the Flip It Challenge 188.
I made it. I made it. I made it. I produced. I made it. I made it. I produced. I cooked up.
How's it going, everyone? I trust you're all well. Tony Brown here with another episode of the Pad Bank. And in this episode, I'm looking to review some submissions for our Flip It Challenge from the Pad Bank group. Can you believe we are already up to challenge number 188? 188 challenges we've had. And, you know, I have to hold up my hand and make a confession, you know, and ask the group and ask all the members of the group for forgiveness. So let me just give you a quick story. We had a session last night. It was a members meetup, and myself and a member, Richard, had a very deep discussion about all things production, MPC, you know, just life and parenthood, and, you know, a big man conversation. And throughout the conversation, he shared with me about the process he goes through when people submit to the Flip It Challenge. And I felt bad. Like, I thought, nah, I've been taking these submissions for granted. And, you know, throughout the conversation, I had to say to him, you know what, Richard, I appreciate, you know, you've encouraged me. I need to start reviewing the submissions again. We've done 188 Flip It challenges. Some people have submitted to everyone, you know what I mean? And I've only really ever done like live reviews or submission reviews to probably about a handful of the challenges. So I can't take it for granted that you guys are taking your time to, number one, to partake in or to engage in the group. You know what I mean? The Pad Bank as a group. You guys, you take your time to invest and engage in the group, and I really appreciate that. But I also can't take it for granted that you take your time to download the sample, take it away, flip it, make your beat, post it into the group. We create the SoundCloud playlist, and then it's submitted. You know what I mean? You're investing your time and energy in engaging in the platform. And like I said, I just want to ask you guys, you know, to forgive me, because I have kind of taken it for granted. And you know my journey. If you've been in the group long enough, you'll know my journey. Do you get what I'm saying? There's times where I was all in, and it was like, you know what I mean? Me and my wife started a business, a second business, which then consumed my time and had to step away from the group. Shout out to Swoop, who took up the mantle and kept things going. And I've just been inconsistent. I've been in and out. So I just thought, you know what? It's time now. It's time to get serious. You know what I mean? So moving forward, I plan to every challenge, I plan to review them as part of the podcast. So there's going to be a segment in the Pad Bank podcast where I'll go through and I'll review all the submissions. Now, depending on how many submissions there are and how much time it's going to take, it might actually become a standalone segment. So it might be like a second podcast. My wife says to me, "Yo, you should do Pad Bank Radio," and I thought, that's actually a good point. I might do that. But anyway, the headline is that I'm going to be reviewing all the submissions for the Flip It challenges from this point forward. So that's one announcement. But that's not even the main announcement today. The main announcement for this episode and for today is the launch of the Pad Bank website. You see this thing here? This has been in the works for years. Like, when I set up the Pad Bank Facebook group, you'll know when you joined, or however you found the group, I bought the domain as well. I bought thepadbank.com. I've had that put down since the inception of the group. So, you know, when I was doing my live streams on YouTube, I would say, you know, if you want to join the Pad Bank, just go to thepadbank.com, and that would redirect you to the Facebook page. And I always had the intention of creating a website for the platform. But, you know, these things just can get dragged out, and I didn't really have a vision of how it would come together. But it's happened now. The Padbank website is live. Just go to thepadbank.com and you can see it's basically pulled everything under one umbrella. So the aim of the website was, like I said, just to pull everything under one banner. You know what I mean? We've got the Flip It challenges where every week people are submitting. So we've got all the playlists there. So if we just go to the Flip It challenge, you'll see all the playlists are documented there. So you can just go through and just scroll through and see all the playlists, which for me, I like this. What I like about this is that all the submissions are documented. Do you get what I'm saying? Everyone who has submitted to the Flip It challenge, everything is documented here. So it's like we've got a library that we can go back to 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019 and listen back to all the beats that have been submitted, you know. So that we've got a library of our journey as producers. It's all here documented for us to go back and check out. I know other groups do Flip It challenges. I don't know how they document their submissions. But for me, I'm grateful that we've got these playlists. We've got a library of all the stuff that you guys have contributed to the group and to the challenges. So it's all here. And it will remain here, you know. So that's one good thing. We've also got on there, I've put all my production videos from YouTube. So as you know, I live stream or, you know, I put videos out on YouTube around, you know, MPC related stuff, production related stuff. And again, it was like, we've got the group over there, the Facebook group, we've got the Flip It challenges taking place. Then I've got the channel on YouTube. And it was like, no, man, we need to pull all this together. So again, if you go to production videos, you'll see all the videos are there. I mean, on here at the moment, we're up to live stream 158. Live stream 58. Now at the moment, I'm only pulling in the live streams. I'm thinking how to incorporate the other videos. I'm not sure yet. I might keep them separate. But everything's here. So all the live streams, all the, you know, I mean, at the times I come on and just make beats, everything's here. So if you're just learning the MPC and you want, you know, a first-hand view over my shoulder about my process, everything's here for you to watch. And again, if you've ever watched the videos, you'll see I'm very transparent. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to hide anything. They're not, a lot of the live streams are not edited. So it's a first-hand bird's eye view over my shoulder as I'm making my beats. And some of them I run for like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, you know what I mean? And I'm probably make like 4 or 5 beats sometimes on one stream. So those are all there. And then I've also included all the podcast episodes, which is kind of what encouraged me or prompted me to pull the website together. I thought, you know, I want to make the podcast official now. So, you know, I kind of pulled all the episodes that I had on YouTube. I've just pulled them all together. So we've got 6 episodes so far, which is not much. It's a good start, but I plan to get, you know, more interviews, discussions with producers, topic-based, topical discussions, etc. So all those are here as well. And then I've also included the community. So, you know, for those that don't know about the Padbank group and are interested in finding out more, there's a link here. It tells you about the group, tells you how to join, etc., etc. So yeah, man, I'm glad that this has happened. I like the way it came together. We basically spent about a week, myself and my developer, we spent about a week just heads down, focused on getting this done. So it's been a busy week. It's all done now. You know, it looks pretty good. I like it. And then also, while all this was taking place, it's been a busy week, man. It's been a very busy week. While this was taking place, I had to do all the artwork for the podcast, get the podcast submitted to all the platforms. So if you go to Spotify, if you go to Apple Music, iTunes, Deezer, what's the other one? Basically, any podcast streaming platform, we should be on there. We're on there. So make sure you check that out. So the website's live. That's kind of the headline announcement for today. Go and check it out. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you think about it. If I've missed anything, then feel free to tell me. We've got a contact form on the site as well, so you can leave us messages. You know what I mean? You can communicate with us or with me. Also at the bottom, if you know anyone who wants to advertise, if you're a business, if you've got a production-based business, if you want to promote, you know, your, whether it's your beat tapes, whether it's your your sound packs, your expansion packs, anything production-based, I'm willing to entertain a discussion about advertising on the podcast and on the platform. So make sure you check that out. And also, if you are interested in one-to-one MPC tuition, you can also just hit that Work With Me link and apply to the Padbank University. So yeah, man, that's that announcement out the way. Again, go and check it out, and let's jump into the next segment.
I made it. I made it. I made it. I produced. I made it. I made it. I produced. I cooked up.
All right, so Flip It Challenge 188. Listen, this is a real achievement, you know. Like, I know there's a lot of other sample challenges around. Guys, we've done 188 challenges. You know how many beats that is? Like, if we get, say, even if we get like 10, 15, 12 submissions a week, times that by 188. Like my maths is terrible, but that's a whole bag of beats. Let me just do some quick maths here. 1 second. So if we get an average about 12 submissions times 188, that's 2,256 beats. That's a lot of beats. You know what I mean? So listen, salute to everyone who has participated from challenge 1 right the way through to this week. With the submissions as well. So as I review these, I just want to make it clear that I'm reviewing these after the winner has been announced, because I don't want to skew people's opinions. Obviously, I'm going to review these and I'm going to give you some feedback. You know, I'm going to listen to them, and as I'm led, I will just give you some feedback, and just critique them. I'm not going to rip them apart. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm about. It's about listening to them and just feeding back. But I want to do that after the challenge has been completed, because what I don't want to do is to put these out and then, you know, people listen to them and they're skewed by my opinion. I'd rather people just have a neutral opinion and just vote as they're led. So that's that. Also, what I do want to say is we're getting very close to Flip It Challenge 200. Now, I've already spoken to the team, and I'm going to do something very special for our 200th challenge. 200th, is that proper English? 200th. Well, it is today. So yeah, for the 200th challenge, I'm looking at doing something special. And I've already worked it out. That will land around the Christmas period. So that week between Christmas and New Year, that's where that 200th challenge will land. So it's good timing. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. I'll probably announce as we get a little bit closer and I commit a little bit more to what that little special something is going to be. I will make further announcements. But yeah, definitely keep your eye open for that. I'm excited about it. I want to give back to the community. You guys have been contributing with all your submissions, so we want to give back to the community. So we're going to do something very special for the 200th edition. Enough said about that. Let's jump in to this week's submissions. So we've got 8 submissions. Shout out to everyone who has submitted. What I will say is, listen, I've told you before, I'm dyslexic. So if I get your name wrong, please don't be offended. You know what I mean? I'm terrible like that. And I can already see my man SX on. I'm gonna call it SX from now on. Yeah, I can never pronounce your name right, and I say it every time I come to you. So and I ask you for forgiveness every time. So from now on, I'm just calling you SX or SX Beats. Yeah. So the first submission is my man. Is it Andrea Perone? So let's check him out. All right, so that was my man Andrea Perone. Flip It Challenge 188. So just some feedback. Let me pull that back and then just drop it down as I'm speaking. So first thing I would say is I felt like the intro was a little bit too long. That's the first thing I would say. When it came in though, it did have a nice full sound. Although I would probably want to hear a little bit more bottom end in the mix. The production was tight. I felt like the chops sounded tight. It did feel like something was missing. I'm not sure what it is, but it felt like there was something missing in there. I definitely want to hear a little bit more bottom end. Like I was waiting for a bass line to come in or something. It sounds like you've chopped up some guitars there. You maybe could have filtered out those guitars or layered them with some bass or something. And then as it went on, it felt like I was waiting for something to happen, and it didn't happen. You know what I mean? So maybe just play with the arrangement a little bit more. Maybe duplicate the sequence and just change up how you've played the sequence, just to give it a little bit of variety. But overall, yeah man, your kicks and snares are sounding nice. The cymbals need to come down a little bit in the mix, and that ride needs to come down in the mix as well a little bit. Yeah, them cymbals need to come down, man. But yeah, good start to the day, or to the episode. Shout out Andrea, keep them coming, man. All right, next up we have Quadragen. Let's go. No, brother, that is not the right one. Here we go, Quadragen. So again, Flip It Challenge 188. This is Quadragen. Shout out my man Quadragen for the submission. Probably what I'll do, I'll play about 1.5 minutes of each submission and then just give you some feedback. I like this. You know, sometimes I like just a simple flip. You know, I mean, there's times where I know for me, I sometimes get too excited and I kind of start doing too much on the beat. It's a nice simple flip. I don't know what you're mixing, you're tracking, but compared to the last one I played, this one's a lot lower. So try and push your levels up a little bit. Yeah, man, your beat's tight, your drums are tight. Again, I probably want to hear a little bit more bottom end, a little bit more bass. Again, nice flip, man. Yeah, just nice simple flip. Good job, man. Shout out Quadragen. Keep them coming, man. And again, if you're new to the podcast, if you're new to the Pad Bank, make sure you go and check out the Pad Bank SoundCloud. So if you do go to the Pad Bank website and go to the Flip It Challenge, there's a link for you to go to the SoundCloud. You can then go and follow all these producers. If you like what you hear, you can go and follow them and hear much more of their work. So make sure you do that. You know, let me tell you this. This whole thing, the Pad Bank, everything we do here, it's to contribute to the culture of sample-based music production. That's why I'm doing this. You know what I mean? It's all about contributing to the culture. So we got to support one another, man. You know what I mean? So make sure you go and check out all these producers that have submitted. All the links will be on the website under the Flip It Challenge. You can go to the playlist. You can go to each one of their individual SoundCloud pages and support them. So make sure you do that. All right. Shout out Quadragen. Next up, we got my man SX Beats. I'm calling it SX Beats, bro. Renamed you. Let's go. And actually, before I start, you know what I should have done? I should have played the original sample, so at least you can hear the flip. Next time I'll do that. Let's go. SX Beats. Okay. Alright, shout out my man SX Beats. Nice submission. I like where you went with this. It's something different. You brought something different to the table. I like it. Again, just a nice steady flip. Not trying to get too excited, not trying to get too hyped. Yeah, man. Bro, there's not much I can say about this. Yeah. Yeah, man. Shout out to SX Beats. Big up yourself. Very much I can say about that. You know what I mean? Everything sounds balanced. Nice flip. You know what I mean? Big up yourself. All right. Moving on. So next up, we've got my man Richard Tarin. It was me and Richard that was actually having discussions last night. Richard was actually the winner of this challenge, I believe. Yeah, he was. So big up yourself, Richard. This is his submission. All right, so that's Richard Tarin's submission. Hard times. Yeah. I like the variation in the sequences. Very clear, distinct variations there. Very nice. The only thing I would say, let me just take it back. For me, I don't like the hi-hats. I just feel like the hi-hats sound too light. Like that open hat. I would have liked to have heard like a more of a realistic sound, drum sound. Because the sample is using live instruments like the guitar, the pianos, etc., the bass, it sounds very acoustic. I would have wanted the hi-hat to match that, like it's a real drum kit. Where those hi-hats sound more like what you'd use on a trap beat or something. Other than that, well done, my brother. Good job. All right, so next up, we got my man Swoop Vega. And if you don't know, Swoop is one of the moderators, one of the community managers here at the Pad Bank. So I salute you, my brother. You definitely made a huge contribution to the Pad Bank over the years. And, I really appreciate you, man. So big shout out. So this is Swoop Vega with his submission to Challenge 188. Let's do it. Right, so that's my man Swoop Vega. That's his submission. Again, Swoop, he's always consistent. So big up yourself, bro. It's a nice submission. You know what? This was a tough one, you know. I remember this. So for those that aren't in the group and just listen to the podcast, this challenge, we had a tie. And when I went and listened to the submissions, I was like, ooh, it's a tough one. And as we go through, you'll hear the rest of them. It was a tough decision, man. But yeah, man, Swoop's always tight, man. All I would say here is that in my ears, the snare sounds a little bit distant in the mix. And I know I've noticed like all of my critiques have been about the mix mainly. I can't really say much about the flip itself. At the end of the day, it's a man's interpretation. Do you get what I'm saying? This is artwork. This is a man's artwork, so I can't really say much about it, you know. It's a good beat. I like the variation. I probably would have brought the bass up a little bit, or just had the bass a little bit more. Like for me, I like heavy bass lines. So again, that's just my opinion. And then the snare sounds like it could come to the forefront a little bit more. But yeah, as always, man, salute my brother. That's Swoop Vega. Before we go to the last three submissions, if you are interested in taking part in the Flip It Challenge, just go to thepadbank.com. Go to the Flip It page. So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see here I am. Just go to the Flip It Challenge here. Actually, no, don't even do that. Go to community and just scroll down and just click join the community. Or even on the homepage, if you go to the homepage and you scroll down, you'll see there's a big link that says join now. Just hit that. Apply to join the Padbank community. There are some questions in there for you to fill out. The reason the questionnaire is there is to filter out the time wasters and the spammers. Because you know what it's like, man. You go in a Facebook group and you get people who join and they just spam the community. You know, check out my new beat tape. Go and download my new beat pack. Rare. Like, a lot of it's just self-promotion. So we basically put that in place to keep the quality of the group quite high. You know, so yeah, just hit that, join now, answer the questions, you'll be accepted. And then once you're in the group, you can contribute to you can take part or participate in the challenges. And like I says, coming up closer to the end of the year, we're going to hit challenge number 200. We're going to be doing something very special. So if you haven't joined, now's the time to join. We're going to be doing something very special. So next up, we got my man Flavormatic. Flavor always brings the bangers. So let's hear what Flavormatic has submitted this week. Let's go. Flavormatic, Flip It Challenge 188. shout out Flavormatic. He named that one Rumble. I know why. He's got that sub bass for rumbling. Yes, Flavor, we got yourself. That's definitely that's my type of beats. You know what I mean? Definitely. My type of flavor. I like that as well. Nice transition. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, not much I can say about this, brother. Big up yourself. I appreciate your continued contributions. Keep it up, man. Keep up the good work. Not much I can say about this. This was, for me, this was a very, very, very close contender to being a winner. So yeah, big up yourself. So let's keep it moving. Next up, we have Dano Bravo Beats. So let's hear his submission. Again, Hard Times it's called. So let's go. Hard Dano Bravo Beats. Make sure you go and check him out on SoundCloud. Now for me, he got my vote. When it was voting time in the group, he got my vote. I think he did anyway. If I'm wrong, forgive me. What I liked was he got busy. He got busy. There's a lot going on. Not only did he flip the sample, he got the vocals in, the vocal chops in there. Got the effects. Switching up the break as well. Like, this reminded me of something that I'd hear on like an instrumental album. Yeah, man. He's getting busy. So big up yourself, Dano Bravo Beats. You never got the win this week, but it was a tough one, man. You got my vote, brother. So again, keep them coming, man. And as I said, make sure you go and follow all of these producers. Show them some support. Show them some love. Leave them some comments on their SoundClouds. So the last submission is my man Dan73. Again, big up yourself, Dan. Let's jump into it. So this is Dan's submission for the Flip It Challenge 188. Let's do it.
Hello out there, all you lucky people. This is coming to you live tonight with the message of the blues trying to reach you in your heart and in your home.
Shout out my man Dan73 for the submission. I appreciate you, brother. And I think, as I said in the last review, you come a long way, man. You come a long way. You know what I mean? Dan,
trying to reach you in your heart and in your home.
He came into the group as a self-confessed newbie. He was like, yo, I'm new to this. Totally new to this. And he's certainly come a long way. So big up yourself, Dan. I would encourage you to maybe layer your drums. They sound a little bit light. So if you can layer up your kicks and your snares a little bit. The snare's actually not that bad. The kick drum sounds a little bit light. And then also just play about with some variation in your sequence. As the track went on, after a few minutes in, I was waiting for a change. Whether it be at the end of every 16 bars or 8 bars or whatever. Just a slight variation. But good job, man. Good job. So yeah, man, shout out to everyone who contributed. As I mentioned, Richard Taryn, he was a winner for this week. So big up yourselves. And we've already launched the next challenge. So challenge 189 is now live. So big up yourself, Richard, on the win. He's already submitted. So basically each week the winner gets to pick the sample for the next challenge. So Richard's already submitted his sample. The challenge is now live. So make sure you get your entries in. I think voting starts around Wednesday, I believe. So yeah. Yeah, so this was a winning beat. So make sure you get your entries in. And as I said, if you are interested, if you think you can do better than what you heard this evening, if you think, yeah, those guys are all right, but I can do better, show and prove, man. Show and prove. Just go over to thepadbank.com. Just go to community, join the community, and then get involved in the Flip It Challenge. And what I would also say as well is, for those members of the group who, for whatever reason, don't participate, like, the percentage of people that participate is very low. You know what I mean? Don't feel intimidated. Do you get what I'm saying? The whole reason that the Flip It Challenge exists is to inspire and to motivate you as a producer to just be creative. You know what I mean? we provide a sample each week. You got a time for a quick turnaround. You can post it, and you can get feedback. Do you get what I'm saying? So it gives you a purpose. It gives you, something to work towards. I know it's sometimes it's difficult as a creative to be motivated, or, to really have a direction to say, I'm making this beat for this reason. So you haven't got to go dig in. The samples there for you. We're not looking for the perfect beat. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just about encouraging you, motivating you, inspiring you to just get creative and to finish a track. Do you get what I'm saying? All you have to do is submit a track with an intro, a main, like a main section and then a chorus section. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you think you can do better, I encourage you to take part. If you're in the group and you've been flying below radar, again, I encourage you, man. We're not expecting perfection from you guys. It's all about participating. It's about exercising the muscle. Do you get what I'm saying? Each week there's a new sample. And one thing I love about this is it's not always, because you're not picking a sample, you're sometimes pulled out of your comfort zone. You're not going to hear something where it's like, yeah, man, I would sample that. I would use that. There's times where I've heard samples and I'm thinking, raw, how would I approach that? You know what I mean? And it's caused me to have to step out of my comfort zone. Like when I'm digging for samples, I'm drawn to a certain type of sample, where there's times where samples pop up in a Flip It challenge and I just think, raw, how would I deal with that? So, yeah, man. If you haven't already done so, make sure you participate. I want to hear from you guys. So that's the Flip It Challenge 188. Big up yourself, Richard. Big up everyone who participated. And I look forward to reviewing the Flip It Challenge 189.
I made it. I made it. I made it. I produced. I made it. I made it. I produced. I cooked up.
So you'll find the podcast. I mean, I don't know where you're listening to this at the moment, but I'll tell you where you can find it. We're on YouTube. You'll get the video version on YouTube. We're on all the streaming platforms. So basically, whatever streaming platform you subscribe to, just search for The Pad Bank in there and you'll see us. The podcast is available there. But the main point of call would be for you to come over to the Pad Bank website. That's where you'll find everything. So all the links are there, all the episodes are there. Everything's there for you. So if you do enjoy the podcast, I would appreciate it at this early stage. Now we've launched officially on all those platforms. Please leave us a review. If you like it, I want to hear back from you. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your critiques. Do you get what I'm saying? I want to hear back from you guys. So just take a moment to leave us a review, leave us a rating on whatever platform you subscribe to. If you're in YouTube, drop me a comment. And also look out for more interviews. So in the last episode, I interviewed Jay Beats from Atlanta, platinum producer, Hot Hitters Productions. Definitely dropped some gems on us. I've got a number of interviews lined up, so make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow on whatever platform, and look out for those interviews. And if you know someone or you want to recommend someone that you'd like to hear on the podcast, then leave your suggestions. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know who you want me to interview or who I should reach out to try and get them on the platform. I got my list who, like my top 20 people I want to interview. I've got that list and I'm working through it. We're doing some outreach and we want to get those people on the podcast. It may take a moment, because some of them are, in our world, they're pretty big names. But I don't think they are unattainable. So let's see. And I might need your support as well. So as I start hitting these guys up, I might need you guys to support me in terms of getting in their comments, getting in their mentions, and saying, "Yo, you need to go on the Pad Bank podcast. We want to hear your backstory. We want to you know what I mean, want you to contribute. So I'll be looking for you to support that. So yeah, man, big up yourselves. Again, like I said, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you leave us a review. Give us some feedback. And until then, I will see you again in another episode of the Pad Bank. All the best. God bless and take care.
I made it. I made it. I made it. I produced. I made it. I made it. I produced. I cooked up.